Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And it is August 18th, and it is Tuesday. It is also the new moon, which, for those who are, into that sort of thing as well, it's kind of a time of renewal and a time of kind of starting over. And when it is the darkest part of the new moon, it's kind of a quiet, peaceful time. So let's hope that we have a card in our deck today that we are still reading from the Journey into the Hidden Realms, which is a Barbara Moore and Julia Jeffrey deck. And it was lent to me by my dear friend Topaz, who I hope is taking a calm day today at work or wherever. And let's just see what card we have today for this new moon. Oh, well, okay, that counts. I would say that this absolutely counts as a renewal sort of card. What's really cool is this is yet another card that's name is not the same in a standard deck. So that's two in a row we've had that don't have a typical name. So here we go. This is Life Renewed. It is card number 20 in the Major Arcana. And we know number 20 is judgment, or yeah, it's usually just called judgment, not really final judgment or judgment day. So judgment is the typical card for this, or typical name for this card. And I think Life Renewed is again a little bit more of a, I don't want to say relaxed or positive, but it's a much less like scary card or name for the card than it is in the standard deck. And again, this deck has more of that pagan undertone to it, or overtone, really. I mean, it's fairies and everything else. This is druidic and Celtic all over it. So this card is less about that Christian or Catholic kind of judgment day, the horns are blown and Jesus comes for everybody kind of thing, and more along the lines of a rejuvenation of the earth or springtime. And that's very much what this little character is representing. She's got the flowers in her hair, she looks youthful and kind of innocent, and is offering this acorn. And in an acorn, I know that we're a lot of people talk about how, oh, from an acorn comes a mighty oak. And it's true. I think that in the rebirth cycle of things, we tend to forget that we still have to start over. We still have to start from nothing. And sometimes that starting from nothing really is just starting with the seed, but sometimes it's starting with the experiences that we had and the knowledge that we are going to grow. We are going to experience something new from this, and we are going to kind of learn lessons and things of that nature. So while we know that the oak comes out of the acorn, it still requires a lot of faith and a lot of belief in, yeah, it's going to grow. It also requires a lot of nurturing, because we know that if we just plunk this thing down somewhere and there's no water or no earth for it, very likely it's just going to wither and die. It's not going to become anything. In fact, I've got a couple acorns in my collection of things because I like acorns and they're fun. So here we have this beautiful card that represents a little bit more of like springtime and birth and rebirth and the coming out of winter sort of thing, rather than, hey, it's Judgment Day and we're going to bring your souls up to heaven, which, it's that may or may not exist kind of thing. I feel like in this sense, we know that that acorn is going to grow a little bit more than the more secular people among us may know that there is a life that is going to happen after our judgment day, and our life that is going to happen after death kind of thing. Even people who believe in reincarnation and stuff, it's still a lot of faith. And this feels like you can have that faith and you can really believe in it because, look, I'm showing you evidence of something that does require us to have faith and knowledge of the unseen, growth that's going to come from this. But we know it's there, and we have kind of experienced it in some small way. So while I think it gives us something a bit more tangible to look at as a rebirth, it does also tell us it's okay to have that faith and to accept it as like part of your heart and part of your soul. Is that even though you can't see the oak that's going to come out of this thing, you know it's going to be there. And even though you can't see the other realms, you know they're there. There's always hints to them somewhere. There's the seeds somewhere of those things. So I really like this card as the kind of different take on judgment. And it does mean kind of that regrowth, rebirth of something. It's leaving behind a lot of stuff too. But in a traditional deck, as well as in this deck, it means that something new is coming. We may have lost a lot along the way, and we may be having to give up a lot along the way, but there are greater things to come. And we always know that the cycle will renew and we'll come back to it. So, as another card that has a different name and really a different face too. It's not an angelic being blowing a horn and calling the souls up to heaven. It's a little girl showing you, look, I found a seed, and in this seed is a mighty oak. And you can almost hear her saying it, like, I know this to be true, and I'm super excited to share it with you because I don't know that you already know that too, because I'm kind of new on this planet. So it's really a very beautiful way to look at it. And as today is the new moon, I really feel like it's almost the perfect card for today. And the new moon is a time to kind of think about renewal and think about starting over again, tossing out some of those old habits that we had and starting something new. Maybe if we tried to start something, in the last month or the last 28 days, and we're like, oh, I didn't really do as well at that as I really wanted to, this is sort of your time to make a new resolution. Every month you can make this new resolution to yourself because the moon gets to be brand new, so do you. Everyone gets to have kind of a down day and chill and contemplate where they've been and where they'd like to go and what kind of mighty oak they would like to grow into. So I really love this card for its meanings, and I really love this card for its beautiful imagery of these blossoms and leaves and greenery that's all around her. And I also really love that we got it on the new moon. That's really the coolest part about all this. So if you are interested in knowing more about these cards or any of the cards that I read with, if you'd like a reading or join us for a Tarot Cafe or any other cool stuff that we do, check out the links in the description below. And join us for some fun stuff. I also do red tent nights, and yes, I used to do them in my home, and now they're kind of going to go virtual for a little while, so we'll see how that goes. So I am wearing my red today it's a Mother of Dragons red, but it's red. So I'm wearing my red today for red tent, and so ladies, if you are kind of going into that seclusion of the red tent and taking some time to yourself, I hope that you see the renewal and the rebirth part of that process as well. And if you want to learn about that stuff too, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know if you like this card. Let me know if you think that the name on this card is a really interesting one, or if you're like, yeah, I like the Judgment Day one better. I feel like it adds a bit more of an ominous tone to the whole thing. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the new moon and some peace and quiet and meditation today. Until next time, bye!